What's up, everybody? Hand is still messed up, so we're gonna be reacting to some ghost videos. Usually Nuke is pretty good, so we're gonna try out this one first. See what they got for us. So top 10 scary ghost videos. Y'all gonna be scared. We better be. I hope we are.
Artist Susie Solmori says that her family lives in a very haunted house in England. The house, which was built in 1902, still contains strange items left by its former owners. But weirdest of all, on the third floor there is a very strange painting that was left there by a previous tenant. Susie says that this painting is the most haunted object in the entire house. She says that often her young niece carries on long, eerie conversations with the spirit, quote, Gilbert, who she says inhabits the painting.
What I heard that. I'm not stupid, I'm very smart. I'm the smartest in class. Okay, not really. Do you want this or do I keep it? Okay. I'm tired and hungry. It could get cold. You can't touch cold stuff. But I'm warm.
One day, Susie and her brother ask her niece about the spirit, Gilbert.
Did you like him?
Yeah, Gilbert's like one of my best friends.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. I think the man that used to live here painted it.
Is Gilbert friendly? Does he speak to you?
Yeah,
What does he say?
because I don't pray.
And this is the point when things take an even creepier turn. Because Susie does some investigating and manages to find an old picture and some info about her family home. What she discovers is downright creepy.
Here is a photo of the house from 1916 and it was built in 1902. So this would be the first or one of the first families to live in this house. As you can see, there are 6 people present in the photo. I'm looking at the English census records. I found that the father would be called John, the mother was called Maud. Next to her on the balcony is her daughter Dorothy. The birth of a little boy called Gilbert was also registered here in 1911. So he would be about 5 or 6 in this photo. I'm unsure why he's not with the rest of his family in the photo, what they did to him. I just have an overwhelming feeling that something really terrible happened to him at the hands of his own family. The weirdest part is that this is where the sun painting is situated in the house. That's his room.
Things around the house start to get even weirder as one day when Susie is home alone, she starts to hear banging noises coming from upstairs. She grabs her phone and films as she goes to investigate. There is banging coming from inside the playroom where Gilbert's painting hangs. But when she looks inside, there's nothing there. Cut to another night, and as Susie goes upstairs, she again sees her niece doing something a little strange in the third floor playroom. The girl is prying away at the floorboards while singing, "You Are My Sunshine." And remember that the spirit Gilbert is said to inhabit an old painting of the sun. Odd coincidence? Maybe. But after the girl has gone to bed, Susie and her brother go back upstairs to investigate the area of the floor that her niece was picking at. What they find makes their blood run cold.
Looks like it comes up. Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea, y'all. I guess they're gonna have to, right? They gotta see what's down there.
Underneath the floor, there is an old Ouija board with a picture of the sun that looks very similar to the haunted Gilbert painting. So is there a spirit named Gilbert haunting the third floor playroom of Susie's old house? And is this spirit sending messages through Susie's young niece? Let me know what you think. We need scary videos.
That's a definite. That was wow. So obviously they did something with that Ouija board. And Gilbert is attached to it. He's bound to that Ouija board. There's a bind going on, obviously. Super wow. Crazy. Thankful. I don't know if Gilbert's malevolent. He doesn't seem like he's doing anything malicious to that little girl. But wow, that was creepy, guys.
All abandoned buildings in the middle of nowhere, deep in the woods of Poland. Eventually, it gets too dark to explore, and he decides to leave. But hanging around till after dark seems to have been a terrible mistake. Someone can be seen chasing the now panicking urban explorer, and whoever it is seems to have come from right off the goddamn roof. The urban explorer runs off into the woods to escape, but whoever this strange person is now seems to be following him. Thankfully, the urban explorer makes it home safe and shares his footage on YouTube. A curious viewer points out just how pale the unknown stranger seems to be. Another viewer claims that they too have visited the abandoned buildings and that they also saw this same creepy man. Either way, this strange guy swooping down from the roof to chase the urban explorer away is truly creepy, and it seems like something right out of a horror movie. Ibby and the kitty.
So I don't know what he did all that running for. I mean, taking a first look at the guy, I mean, I'm not afraid of a human, so, but I mean, he must have been creeped out in the middle of the night. Now, this reminds me eerily of that one video where they were driving down the road and there was a whole group of suited up homies just like that looked like Men in Black a little bit. Overcoats over them and everything. Doing some weird chicken dance in the middle of the road. It was crazy. It kind of reminded me of that. That was strange and bizarre how somebody said they saw him there too after they visited. Crazy, guys. Super crazy.
TikTok user Ibby is recording a cute video of her cats late one night when something happens that she still just can't explain. One of Ibby's cats goes behind the curtains, then turns around and seems to disappear right into the floor. Now, I'm not even entirely sure what's going on here myself, because even when this footage is brightened, it's hard to find any explanation as to why that cat just disappeared. Unfortunately, Ibby didn't share much about the strange video, but all of her cats seem to be safe and accounted for. So just what is this? I'll leave it up to you. It's cold outside, but you can keep...
That was crazy. That was crazy. I don't think that was Ibby's cat coming back through or anything like that. I think that was a ghost cat coming through as Ibby went through. That's what it seemed like to me. That was... that got me too. That hit me hard. Woo! That was wild.
At Granny's. Italian YouTube user Simone Botte says that his grandmother has been experiencing strange, unexplainable events in her home. She says that her TV turns on by itself, windows open on their own, and creepiest of all, she often hears unexplained voices from somewhere in her house. Even though he's a bit skeptical of his grandmother's claims, Simone agrees to spend the night at her house while she's away. He's not really expecting to experience much of anything, but then he also begins to hear creepy sounds from somewhere in the house. What happens next is truly bizarre.
Allora, sono a casa di mia nonna. Allora, non so se sentite, praticamente sono a casa di mia nonna da solo. E non so se sentite, ci sono un sacco di rumori che vengono da di sopra, qui e lì. Allora, vabbè, buio pesto. No, vabbè, la luce non va. Aspetta, devo mettere.
Simone discovers that for some reason the lights upstairs don't seem to be working. So he grabs a flashlight and slowly climbs the stairs in search of the creepy sounds.
A parte che c'è un gran rumore di vento e mi sto cagando in mano solo per quello. E quindi... E adesso sembra che ha smesso tutto quanto. Ragazzi, mi sto cagando in mano. Sei aperta la finestra da sola? No, vabbè. No, vabbè. No, vabbè.
Simone is completely alone in the house, but he hears a window and closet door open by themselves. Simone slowly begins to realize that everything that his grandmother has been complaining about is now happening right in front of him.
No, vabbè, ragazzi, io sono terrorizzato, ma proprio nel... Vabbè. Direi che vado via, perché nei film consiglio sempre questa cosa qua. Quindi non sono più stupido. Ti giuro, vi giuro, non riesco neanche a parlare oggi, perché praticamente...
this game, you're not.
No, vabbè, aspetta. Oh no, vabbè, il letto è fatto. Il letto... Gli sportelli sono aperti. E il letto... Cioè, prima il letto non era così. Era... Non ho la voce, ve lo giuro. Non ho la voce. Ok, no, ora vado. Mi sembra il caso di proseguire con questa cosa, non so. Ok, il vaso non era lì. Il vaso non era lì. Questo vaso non era lì. Non era assolutamente lì.
A chandelier swings back and forth on its own, and just as Simone is about to leave, he hears movement coming from his grandmother's bedroom. He goes to take a look inside and discovers that the bed covers are now neatly arranged, as if someone came in and made the bed. Also, the doors of all the cabinets are open. Suddenly, the doors move again, and Simone decides to just get out of there. But inexplicably, a vase is now moved to the top of the stairs.
Adesso sembra che ha smesso tutto quanto.
Just then, Simone hears more movement from the guest's bedroom. He decides to take a look inside. And what happens next is downright chilling. Did you see it? For a split second, a dark shadow can be seen moving towards Simone as he looks inside the room. He freaks out and just makes a run for it, and with that, he decides to stay away from the house for the rest of the night. Over the next 7 months, Simone and his grandmother discovered that the strange paranormal activity in her house might be linked to an old scarf that she won at a church raffle. Simone says that with his grandmother's permission, he threw away the scarf and that the strange activity in her house has now completely stopped. Ride of a lifetime.
So, that seemed like, if it was real, that could possibly be like a poltergeist, right? Because it's moving stuff around and it's haunting and opening cabinets and stuff and seems residual, right? But that at the end, that shadow just seemed edited. It did not seem real to me. So I'm going to call fake.
Gustavo Alacares from Mazatlan, Mexico is celebrating his 10th birthday with his family in a small amusement park. After gathering his courage, the young boy goes on a roller coaster for the very first time. A total of 8 people get on the roller coaster, all Gustavo's family. His proud mother sits in the front and records a video of Gustavo's first roller coaster ride. But her camera catches something that Gustavo and his family simply can't explain. Something truly chilling.
Tony.
¡Ay! ¡Ay, mamá, me da miedo! ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Ay, me da miedo! ¡Oh, tu doña! ¿Otra vez?
Sí, son 5 o 6 vueltas. en la parte de abajo, no.
¡Que no se cae!
No. Una pista.
¡Ay! ¡Ay!
Otra.
¡Ay, si no le da recio!
Y fue el señor que se mira, güey. Así es el juego aquí.
¡Mira un brincolín!
¿Cuál?
¡Ay! ¡Ay, aquí donde va! ¡Me da miedo! ¡La Serena!
You see, none of Gustavo's family got in the last cart on the roller coaster, and it's empty for most of the ride. But during the second lap, someone or something seems to appear out of thin air. The figure is hardly noticeable at first, but then it seems to transform into a solid person, seemingly wearing all black and sitting all alone. Now, the roller coaster has not stopped a single time to allow for a person to get on or off. So just who or what is this? Now, what makes this capture even creepier is that years ago, two people lost their lives on a larger roller coaster that stood on the same land. After the tragic accident, that roller coaster was condemned and dismantled. It was replaced by this smaller, safer, family-friendly ride. So could this be the spirit of one of the victims of the older roller coaster accident? Are they doomed to loop this track over and over? Let me know what you...
That was absolutely crazy, y'all. It has to be what he thinks. Nuke, you're right, bro. Like, that must have been the spirits from that last coaster doomed to loop that lap for eternity. Crazy, y'all. That's crazy.
Room at the inn. Popular Japanese ghost hunter Shiro from the YouTube channel Kuro Shiro Channel is joined by his friend Tei to investigate an abandoned inn in the mountains of Japan. The inn was partially destroyed by a typhoon in 1982. The creepy inn is said to be haunted by the ominous spirit of a woman who is known to linger around room number 208. In an attempt to capture evidence of the paranormal, Shiro decides to leave a static camera recording outside of room 208, while he and his friend explore the rest of the inn. Without them knowing, the camera captures something downright creepy. Something can be seen moving behind a decaying old Japanese sliding door. The two investigators have no idea what they just captured, so they decide that Tei should go and stay in room 208. Shiro heads off to explore the basement, so Tei is left completely alone upstairs in room 208. Suddenly something happens that chills him to his core.
見えるとこねえぞ本当に。あ、なんか聞こえたしまったなんか白がなんかやってんのかな。ないよな。
It's giving me the chills, y'all.
네. 네. なんかさ、触れた。ちょっとやだ。シロ、やばい。どうしよう。シロ、いるシロ。
The investigator is touched by something that he can't see, and he just makes a run for it. When looking back at the footage, it's clear that there's a dark shadow that seems to reach out and touch him, even though Tay says that he didn't see anyone or anything at the time. Then whatever this is seems to follow Tay, this time appearing as a pale figure caught by the static camera pointed at room 208. When the two investigators finally find each other again, Shiro decides that it's time to grab their equipment and just head home. So did their cameras capture the ghost of the woman who is said to haunt the abandoned inn? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. A scare?
I think they got that one, y'all. I think that was real. That was crazy, too. I feel bad for homie that he got touched like that. That was creepy, whatever was behind him. Crazy. That was definitely real.
At the Airbnb. Emma Jean from Alberta, Canada is spending the night at an Airbnb with a friend and her little dog Rosie. Suddenly, Rosie just starts freaking out at what seems like nothing.
Is there a ghost? Is there a ghost? Yeah? What is this first? Where's the ghost? Right there? Where? Where is it? She's staring at her with the dog.
Emma Jean jokes that the dog is barking at a ghost, and her friend is a little freaked out by the dog's creepy, crazy orange eye shine in the camera. But then things take a very bizarre turn.
What the fuck?
Suddenly the little dog makes a run for it, and a creepy dark shadow seems to reach out for her. Emma says that she has no idea just what this strange shadow could be, and she now believes that the Airbnb might actually be haunted after all.
What the fuck?
The ghost of passengers past.
That could have easily been tampered with at the end. The dog freaking out was creepy. The dog's eyes glowing was hella creepy. But at the end, that shadow reaching out like that, that could have been tampered with. Could have been. I don't know about that one, guys. You tell me what you think.
This next creepy video was recorded by a bus driver in Santiago, Chile. The bus driver is completely alone in a parked bus about to start her shift at 8 a.m. in the morning. But she suddenly realizes that she might not be as alone as she thought.
Corre el tiempo. Hay un pasajero sentado en el asiento que va solo, al lado de la puerta. Nos movemos. Movemos. Y no hay nadie. Es un pasajero fantasma. ¿Cachan? Sigue ahí sentado. ¿Ves? Y las cámaras no están paradas. Siguen moviéndose. ¿Habrá sido alguien que se murió ahí sentado? ¡Qué hueva!
A security camera live feed shows a young passenger is seated next to the window behind the bus driver. But when she turns to look, there's no one there. The bus driver wonders if she might be witnessing a real paranormal event. Unfortunately, the video cuts right there, and it was reposted to the internet without a name or source. So was it a ghost, or just a very strange camera glitch? I leave that up to you to decide. What?
Okay, so I definitely think that was a ghost. I've heard of this before. I'm obviously from New York City, so a lot of buses, a lot of bus stories, and people talk about this, that there'd be people up on those cameras and they don't really be there. I've seen videos of it too before. It's crazy, crazy. I think that was definitely a homie that, a past homie, a over underworld homie. I don't know. I was a ghost.
Watch closely. Urban explorer Jimmy Jimenez has traveled to an abandoned ghost town somewhere in the mountains of Mexico. He stumbles upon an empty and seemingly barricaded house and decides to take a look inside. While exploring, he doesn't really find anything that strange, just an abandoned house covered in dust and dirt. But while his back is turned, something happens that makes you wonder if the house was barricaded for a reason. Something Truly chilling. Watch closely. When Jimmy enters the old abandoned house, a doll can be seen lying face down on a chair in the corner of the entrance. But when he returns later to the entrance, the doll is now seated upright, facing Jimmy as if watching him. The explorer is completely unaware of what has happened, and he leaves the house oblivious to what he just captured. Now, it should be mentioned that this footage has 0 cuts. You can watch it yourself on Jimmy's YouTube channel. Except for a stray dog barking in the background and the sound of Jimmy's own movements, no other footsteps or motion can be heard. So it's a complete mystery as to how this doll could have moved. Could it be that something terrible happened in this house? Is the doll perhaps a warning for Jimmy to leave? Let me know what you think. The late...
That was crazy, but I don't really... I'm not going to say it can't be fake because somebody could have just ran... You saw how close that was to the street? Like when he opened that door, his homie could have ran in, flipped the doll over and dipped out. I mean, if there's an abandoned neighborhood, an abandoned house in your neighborhood, and you're a YouTuber, that's like such an easy idea for a video. So, might not. That could have been fake, homies. Let's watch this last one, though.
Night visitor. Sandra Crocker from Lincoln, Nebraska wakes up one morning to find a strange notification from her Ring doorbell camera. The notification says that someone was at her door at around 3:30 in the morning. When she checks the footage, she is shocked. Something can be seen that seems to exit Sandra's house at 3:24 a.m. The unrecognizable figure appears small and wide at first, but then as it disappears around the corner, it seems to have grown in size and is now dark as night. Some have even suggested that it looks like the dark figure of a woman walking away in an old-timey dress. Now, Sandra doesn't know what to make of the footage, so what do you think this could be? Let me know. Thanks for watching. If you have an...
What the heck was that? What the heck was that? That was crazy. That last footage was crazy. I think he's right. It could have been... I saw like an old-timey like woman walking away like in an old-timey like dress. And like but when she first exited the house, it was this small white figure. I thought maybe it could have been like those white like rag things they put on their heads, you know, like with the rest of their dress. That was crazy. That was a crazy footage. I've never seen something like that one before. That was cool. Very cool. Nuke's top 5. He makes some pretty good stuff. You should subscribe to that channel because there's awesome stuff there. Guys, thank you so much for chilling with me and watching that video with me. It was a lot of fun reacting to that. I think it made sense with Nukes too because he leaves you with like little questions. You get to answer them back. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on it later.